By now, you've probably heard of the Spider Grills Huntsman. Tonight, we're going to do an overnight brisket cook, and we're going to find out if this grill is truly set it and forget it. You with it? Let's get it. All right, guys, so as I said, we're going to be doing a brisket cook today. Let's get the grill set up. So we've got our slow and sear here. We're just going to slide it into place right here. Okay, in addition to our charcoal, we're going to be using some post oak wood chunks here. So I'm going to just place these throughout here, and they'll burn down through the cook. Well, it's finally getting darker here on Barbecue Boulevard. And so nighttime means it's time for us to get this brisket cook going. All right, so we've got our brisket here. Now this was all trimmed up. This was just under 14 pounds that we started with. We went through the trimming process. Nothing, super hard. It was just a basic backyard trimming. We got it trimmed up, and this is what we got. Now, all of the trimmings that came off of this, I did go ahead and seal those up, and we're going to use them later. Make some burgers, some sausage, or whatever. But let's go ahead and get this brisket all seasoned up. It's still plenty moist here, so I'm not going to need a binder on this today. And we're going to start off with our first layer, which is going to be our 16 mesh black pepper. You guys know me. You know I got to have that 16 mesh. So we're going to get a good dose of 16 mesh put on here. The next dose we're going to put on is going to be some kosher salt, guys. Now, I'm not going to go super heavy because I'm going to be using a different rub on here. And so we just want to get a little bit of salt put on here. And now we're going to come with our flavor profile of the rub we're going to be using. And today, we're going to be using Harry Sue's rub here, guys. And this is that beef moolah. So if you haven't tried that, definitely check out this rub. And this has some great colors in it. And man, it's got some great tones, some herbal tones in it. A little bit of floral, citrusy type floral tones in there as well. And it's just good. We are going to cook this brisket fat cap up. We're going to get some of this salt on, and then the Harry Sue rub. Kind of dab the sides around on the excess rub. Now just like that, our brisket is all rubbed. Let's go ahead and get it on the grill. All right, so our brisket's going on here. Now again, I'm gonna set this up to where the thick part of this meat is gonna face the fire. So the only thing left to do is we need to connect our app, and let's get this cook going. So we're gonna go ahead and start up our app here. Now I'm gonna go over to my Huntsman, and I'm gonna click on control. Right now, believe it or not, we're at 96 degrees on this thing. And it's almost 8:30. I mean, go figure. But anyway, now because we're going to be doing an overnight cook, typically I like to do my cooks at 275 degrees Fahrenheit. But because, it's only 8:30 or almost 8:30 now, we want to let this cook go all night. I'm going to bump my temperature down. And we're going to cook at 225 degrees. So we're going to punch in our 225 degrees here. And we're going to set that temperature. And our Huntsman is actually telling us, or the venom on our Huntsman is telling us to close the bottom vent completely, and our top vent is going to be slightly open. So let's go ahead and make those adjustments, and we're going to get it going. So we're going to go to about right there, and that'll call that slightly open. Now our bottom vent is already completely closed. So at this point, we're just ready to let this thing come up to temperature and sustain a cook. Full disclosure, I am not using the battery pack tonight. I have it plugged in just simply because this is going to be a long cook, and I don't know exactly how long the battery is going to run. The aim of this cook is to see if the Huntsman compared or combined with the venom is a set it and forget it. For me, this is going to be very difficult. I'm a hands-on kind of guy when it comes to cooking, so I am not gonna come back out here to take a look at this venom and this Huntsman until morning time. I mean daylight. I'm gonna get ready to go to bed here in a little bit. So I will see you guys in the morning, and hopefully we'll have a good brisket to finish off. All right, see you in the morning. Well, good morning, guys. Man, it's roughly 7:30 in the morning, and as I told you guys, I was gonna stay away from the grill. I absolutely did. Got a great night of sleep, and it's time for us to check out this brisket, see what we got going on with the Huntsman. Looks like we're doing good on our temperature. We're at 223 here. I think we'll take a look at the graph there to see how it did all night long. Moment of truth. All right, okay. We aren't looking too bad there. The exterior's got a nice little crunchiness to it. So let's take a look at where our temperatures are here right quick, and we'll go into the point. We're at 166 there, if you guys can see that. So 166 there in the point. We're at 165 in the flat. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of restoke our coals here, and I'm gonna add some more charcoal to it. But this is what we had left from the amount that we put in here. And again, it's about 7:30 or so in the morning. We've been running this since about, I guess it was about what, 8:30 last night, whatever it was. So we're not doing too bad at all. All right, gang, so we just checked on our brisket. It looked great for being completely unattended for what, 10, 11 hours. So man, I think that passed that test as to whether or not it's a set it and forget it overnight. I don't know if it's really technically completely forget it because we're not finished, but it maintains and babysits our product overnight, allows you to go to sleep. I slept great last night. So now we're going to finish off this cook. So we now have a fresh bed of charcoal in there, so we can go ahead and finish this cook off. Let's take a look at our app here and see where we're at. And according to our app, we're at 184 degrees now. Remember, we just had the lid open, putting charcoal in and checking on our brisket. So completely normal. It is rising, so we're going to get back to that 225 that we have as our set point. We're running at 254 an hour, and then we'll go to 275, which happens to be my normal cooking temperature. Once we get there, we'll assess what we're going to do at that point. But looking at the app, we're at 187 degrees right now. Let's go ahead and change our set point here, and we're going to change this to 250. So we are now at 250 degrees as our set point. Our venom is telling us to completely close the bottom and leave the top vent slightly open just as it is. So there's no adjustments to be made physically on the Huntsman itself. One of the great features about the app is we can go back and look and see if we had any temperature variations. So let's take a look at our graph here and see where we're at. Okay, so again, we're showing 193 and 194 degrees pit temperature. And yeah, this is when we started this cook. We kind of got it nestled in to 225 there, and it stayed there pretty much all night long. Look at that. That's pretty dang good till this morning. And right now we just opened our lid. The temperature dropped down to what is that? I'm gonna call it 140, 130 degrees, something like that. And now it's climbing back up. We just are at 196, so slightly under 200, and it's coming back up. Now our target temperature, as you can see at the top, is 250. We're looking great, guys. We're looking great. I have confidence in the Huntsman now that I can set something overnight and walk away and go to sleep. All right, so we're roughly 11 o'clock in the morning here, just shy of, and we're going to take a look here now. We are running at 275 at this point. I did make that adjustment an hour after we had went to 250 earlier. And here we are right now. We're set to 275. We're at 274, and we're gonna take a look, see where we're at. This is what our brisket is looking like here, guys. Hopefully y'all are getting a good look at it. I think it actually looks pretty good. Smells pretty good. This is what our coals are looking like from what we added this morning. All right, so we're gonna go check our temperatures here. And we are at 197 right there in the middle. The point is actually feeling pretty decent. We're at 203 there. 200. I think we're actually feeling pretty good there. All right, guys, so to get our brisket wrapped up here for the rest, I've got aluminum foil here. Now this is that heavy duty aluminum foil, and I've got 2 sheets here. So I've got one sheet going straight ahead, and I've got one going here side to side. So what we're gonna do to prep for getting this wrapped is we're gonna actually sprinkle down some more of our rub. So again, this is that Harry Sue's rub, the moolah beef, and I've got some beef tallow here. We're just gonna put this beef tallow down right here in the middle, and this is roughly about 3/4 to a cup of beef tallow, and we're gonna rest our brisket right over top of it. Let's grab our brisket and let's get it wrapped up. This brisket smells amazing, actually. So, all right, and we're just gonna lay this brisket meat side down right over top of this tallow here, and that's actually gonna melt down that tallow, and now we can get it all wrapped up. Our brisket is all wrapped up, and we're just gonna let it rest here. And I'm gonna rest it at room temperature here for probably about 1.5 to 2 hours, and I'll see you then. All right, so we are back in the studio. We got this brisket out, get it unwrapped here. Now we did allow this thing to rest for about 3 hours actually. And this is what she's looking like. Looking pretty good there. So we'll get this out of the foil here. Of course, we'll do the tallow pour. Man, this thing smells so amazing. Wish you guys could smell that. But let's get this thing cut, man. Let's take a look here. All right, we're gonna cut it right down the middle. And there we go. How about that? Looks really good. It's got a great color to it. I'm all right with that for sure. And there's the flat. I'm definitely okay with this. I think it's safe to say that that Huntsman did a great job on running overnight without us having to babysit it at all. And there you go, man. Look at that. That's looking pretty dang tasty right there. And let's cut into this point here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That is looking pretty good to me. There you go. I think it's safe to say this is a pretty good brisket, guys. So let's get a little piece cut off of here, and let's taste this brisket. All right, here we go. Cheers. Guys, I gotta tell you, this is a really good brisket. Nice and smoky. The Harry Sue rub is very gentle on it. It's not overpowering at all. It's got a great beefy flavor to it. I probably went a little light on the salt. I could have added a little bit more salt, but the flavors are just on point. Great stuff. I gotta say, man, this Huntsman did a fantastic job doing an overnight cook, unattended. Is it set it and forget it? Well, you know what? I'm gonna leave that up to you to determine, but I can say that this cook tonight or last night was successful using the set it and forget it approach. Man, I'm not gonna overtalk this. This brisket is here, it's smelling good. I'm gonna get into it. So tell you what, if you enjoyed what you saw here, make sure you check out the videos I've got right here and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Dawgfatha's out.